From Troy Public Radio, this is Troy University's Sounds of the Stage. I'm Joey Hudson. I'm a host and producer at Troy Public Radio.
And I'm Quentin Cockrell. I'm a professor of theater at Troy University.
On this show, we listen to some of our favorite scenes from the theater and celebrate the sounds that resonate with us long after we've left our seats.
Today, let's talk about stichomythia.
Oh, should people get checked for stichomythia?
No, it's not a condition.
I think I have the condition.
Well, you might.
Well, I might?
Stichomythia is an ancient Greek style of dialogue where two characters exchange rapid-fire lines of verse. We'll hear more of it in our performance of Oedipus Rex, written by Sophocles.
Today's scene features a conversation between the blind prophet Tiresias and Oedipus himself. And then the director of Troy University's creative writing program and a professor of English, Michael Orlovsky, will join us for his reaction.
Performing the scene are John Alloway as Oedipus and yours truly as Tiresias.
Ooh, let's listen.
Tiresias, you who understand all things, those which can be taught and those which may not be mentioned, things in the heavens and things which walk the earth. You cannot see, but you understand the city's distress, the disease from which it is suffering. You, my lord, are our shield against it, our savior, the only one we have. You may not have heard the news from the messengers. We sent to Apollo, and he sent us back this answer. Relief from this disease would come to us only if we discovered the identity of the murderers of Laius, and then either killed them or banished them from Thebes. Do not begrudge us your knowledge, any voice from the birds, or any other way of prophecy you have. Save yourself and the city. Save me from all the infection caused by the dead man. We are in your hands. And the noblest of labors is for a man to help his fellow men with all he has and can do.
Wisdom is a dreadful thing when it brings no profit to its possessor. I knew all this well, but forgot. Otherwise, I would never have come here.
What is the matter? Why this despairing mood?
Dismiss me, send me home. That will be the easiest for both of us to bear our burden.
What you propose is unlawful and unfriendly to the city which raised you. You are withholding information.
I do not see that your talking is to the point, and I don't want the same thing to happen to me.
If you know something, in God's name, do not turn your back on us. Look, all of us here on our knees beseech you.
You are all ignorant. I will never reveal my dreadful secret, or rather, yours.
What do you say? You know something, and will not speak. You intend to betray us, do you? And wreck the state?
I will not cause pain to myself or to you. Why do you question me? It is useless. You will get nothing from me.
You scoundrel! You would enrage a lifeless stone. Will nothing move you? Speak out and make an end of it.
You blame my temper, but you are not aware of one you live with.
Who could control his anger listening to talk like this? These insults to Thebes.
What is to come will come, even if I shroud it in silence.
What is to come? That is what you are bound to tell me.
I will say no more. Do what you like. Rage at me in the wildest of anger you can muster.
I will. I am angry enough to speak out. I understand it all. Listen to me. I think that you helped to plan the murder of Laius. Yes, and short of actually raising your hand against him, you did it. If you weren't blind, I'd say that you alone struck him down.
Is that what you say? I charge you now to carry out the articles of the proclamation you made. From now on, do not presume to speak to me or to any of these people. You are the murderer. You are the unholy defilement of this land.
Have you no shame? To start up such a story, do you think you will get away with this?
Yes, the truth with all its strength is in me.
Who taught you this lesson? You didn't learn it from your prophet's trade.
You did! I was unwilling to speak, but you drove me to it.
What was it you said? I want to understand it clearly.
Didn't you understand it the first time? Aren't you just trying to trip me up?
No, I did not grasp it fully. Repeat your statement.
I say that you are the murderer you are searching for.
Do you think you can say that twice and not pay for it?
Shall I say something more to make you angrier still?
Say what you like. It will all be meaningless.
I say that without knowing it, you are living in shameful intimacy with your nearest and dearest. You do not see the evil in which you live.
Do you think you can go on like this with this impunity forever?
Yes, if the truth has power.
It has. Except for you. You have no power or truth. You are blind. Your ears and mind as well as eyes.
You are a pitiful figure. These reproaches you fling at me, all these people here will fling them at you. And before very long.
And that was a scene from Oedipus Rex, written by the Greek dramatist Sophocles. John Alloway played the tragic king Oedipus, and Quentin Cockrell played the blind prophet Tiresias.
Oedipus has called Tiresias in to ask for help because the city has a plague, and he is looking for answers.
And we have Dr. Michael Orlovsky here to give us some historical context for this play. Michael, what can you tell us about it? Why do you think it's lasted as long as it has?
Yeah, I teach Oedipus just about every year in sophomore literature. And one of the reasons it attracts me, and I think one of the reasons it's stuck around for 2,500 years, is it asks a very basic question. And I think this question has been asked for a long time. Why do bad things happen to good people? Now, when I tell that to my class, they all give me funny looks because Oedipus, we find out very quickly, accidentally killed his father. Didn't know it was his father at the time. He accidentally killed his father. And then, unbeknownst to him, he married his own mother, Jocasta, and they had several children. And so my sophomores go, ooh, yuck. But then I say, he wasn't looking for trouble. He was a good man trying to do the best for his people, and fate conspired against him. And he learns that there's been a plague cast upon Thebes. Animals are dying, the crops are failing, women are having spontaneous miscarriages. It's terrible. And he says, I'm going to find out why. And so he asks his brother-in-law uncle,
Yes.
his brother-in-law uncle,
Yes.
Creon, see what the oracles have to say about it. And Creon goes back and says, well, the oracles say that the reason for the curse is that the murderer of the previous Theban king, whom Oedipus followed, is still in Thebes. And the oracle says that murderer must be found. And Oedipus says, I'm going to do it. Oedipus summons the great blind prophet Tiresias for help and assistance and guidance.
Can you talk a little bit about the use of blindness in this play?
The legend surrounding Tiresias, he's just a dude minding his own business. And he's walking along the path and sees two snakes mating. And apparently that was a forbidden thing to see. And so the gods punished him by changing him from a man to a woman. All right, so the character lives, in the switched gender. But then, wouldn't you know it, is walking along the road years later and sees two snakes mating again. is changed back by the gods into a man. But to make sure it doesn't happen again, they blind him. And by taking away his physical sight, they exchange it with like this metaphysical sight, this ability to see the future, a second sight. And because he lived for a while in the guise of a woman, I wonder if there wasn't a sort of sensitivity or a way of interpreting things that brings that into his characterization. As the play goes along, we'll find out that Oedipus ultimately learns the truth about why there is a plague in Thebes. Oedipus understands that he is the cause of it, even though he didn't seek it. And at the climactic moment of the play, Quentin, "O light, light," Oedipus calls out. It's the epiphany. It's the revelation. He understands that he is the cause of all these terrible things that have happened. And he blinds himself.
Yes.
They say that for the original Greek audiences, that scene was so cathartic that people in the audience were passing out and that mothers would have spontaneous miscarriages because it was such an emotional scene. The truth was too powerful for him to see. So what you have here is the great reversal. So when Oedipus had physical sight, he was blind to the truth. But once he loses his physical sight, he now understands the greater unseen metaphorical truth of his own history and the history of his family.
That is
It's a powerful.
Yes. That's fascinating. And I had never heard that background of Tiresias.
And speaking of Tiresias, Quentin, what are some of the choices that you've made in bringing this character to life?
I chose because of the weight and age of this character. I don't mean physical weight. I decided to play that role myself. I think there is a gravitas to the character that I don't think a student actor can get to yet. The slow simmer of Tiresias until, and it's part of the back and forth between Oedipus. It's really traditional build that starts at a simmer and then it grows and grows and grows and then it's boiling.
And I think Greek mythology is just full of, as you said, Michael, flawed heroes, and Quentin, as you mentioned, people who are being unfairly punished as well. Mm-hmm. Why did these characters in particular make for interesting characters to inhabit in a performance?
You can go as far as you'd like. It's like singers and opera. Anything you feel, the bigger the better. A catharsis, if you will, a way of expressing that you don't get to do in any other type of theater. I wanted to ask you, there's always discussion in Greek drama about the tragic flaw, the protagonist's tragic flaw. What do you think that is for Oedipus?
Well, we have a crisis that happens. Tiresias shows up and gives him some really unpleasant information. And so that crisis pushes the virtue to its extreme, not its opposite. The crisis pushes the virtue to its extreme and it becomes a flaw. So, love is a virtue. Push love as far as you can, and love becomes obsession. And so, the tragic flaws are not something that mysteriously descend on these Greek characters. They are born with these characteristics. And when life is good, they're virtues. Perseverance, love, intelligence, push it to its extreme, and that's when we have these flaws.
Michael, thank you so much for joining us today.
Man, this was such a pleasure. It's what I do for a living, and it was nice to share it with your audience.
That was Michael Orlovsky, professor of English at Troy University, joining us to discuss today's performance from Oedipus Rex.
You've been listening to Sounds of the Stage, a production of Troy Public Radio and Troy University's Department of Theater and Dance. I'm Joey Hudson.
And I'm Quentin Cockrell. Thank you for listening, and join us again next time. We'll save you a seat.